The SOLI is probably the most unique sun shelter that you're going to see on the beach, and it comes in this nice backpack, very easy to carry. And this is the magic right here. This is the rechargeable battery operated pump, and we're going to go over here and we're going to inflate it. It's going to take about 2 minutes to inflate. You can see the valve here. It's got a rubber seal in here, and we're going to go ahead and put that in there and turn it on, and it's inflating right now. You can feel the suction, the air being pulled in to this vent and being put into the SOLI. While the SOLI's inflating, I've already got the tie down straps on here. And the tie down straps consist of about a 1 inch, maybe 3/4 inch webbing, and then a small carabiner type hook. And it clips about 3/4 of the way up each leg. And then it comes with tie out stakes. And since this is inflatable, I would recommend using the tie downs. And the tie down stakes look like this. And there's enough of them where you can do the base of each leg, and then you can also do the tie down straps as well. And you can see it's about inflated. And there we go, it stands on its own. I'll turn off the pump. The air does not come out because of that rubber seal. Go ahead and cap this off. I'm going to go ahead and put a tent stake at the base of each leg. We've got about a 5-mile-an-hour breeze here today. The shade pattern right now would be good for maybe 2 to 3 people. 2 really comfortable and some equipment. 3 if you wanted to kind of put everybody a little bit closer together, but we can increase that, and that's with the use of these panels. So each of these openings has a zipper in it, and you can put panels all the way around. You can customize it any way you want to. You can use a solid panel like this to just cut the sun out altogether, or if you just want to cut the sun in half, you can go ahead and put on the screen itself. That'll also let some airflow through, give it less resistance if it is a windy day out. The bottom of these have a zipper and a pull string on either side. So we're going to insert that all the way. And just fill in the gap like that. Now you can see we really increased our shade pattern, and I'm going to do this one more time and we'll get even more shade out of it. Here's what it did for the shade pattern. So you basically have a room full of shade. Now, when this can come in handy is if the wind's blowing, if it's a strong wind, and let's say it's during season down here in Florida and it's December, January, February, and the wind does get a little cold, that makes a great wind block. It's like a V. Wind block, the wind goes around you, you can still see the water. It's a great view. Let's try one of them with just the screen and see what happens. And as you can imagine, the screen goes on exactly the same way. It's in the 90s today, so I wouldn't suggest closing in all of the sides with the solid panels, but I've got 2 of the shade panels, and I can use them over on that side just to cut the sun a little bit and still increase the shade pattern. So this thing goes up really easily. One person can do it. The only thing I would say is my experience is the first time I set this up, it was in a windy condition and I needed the help of at least one other person, and the stakes didn't quite hold when the wind conditions were about 15 miles an hour. My suggestion to SOLI would be have some sand anchor bags that we put at the end of these straps in order to hold this, because the pins weren't quite long enough. It all depends on how soft or how firm your sand is as to how deep and hard you can get those tent stakes into the ground, but that was my experience. On a day like today where it's 5 to 10 miles an hour, this is a fantastic day for the SOLI. I want to give you a good look of how much the screen blocks the sun. So here's direct sun. This is shade under the SOLI, completely blocked. And this is what the screen inserts do. They do cut the sun considerably and enough to where you get a little bit of breeze that's coming through as well. Here's the underside of the SOLI when it's inflated. And you can see, if you're a kid that spent a lot of time in bouncy houses, it would be eerily familiar. The solid panels, in my opinion, would give you nearly 100% protection from the sun. And these I couldn't guess, but you can see through them easily enough. But it does give you a lot of protection. The screen is probably somewhere near a 200 micron. Nothing's getting through except for a little breeze, not even no-see-ums. And the outside of the SOLI has a really tough double-stitched nylon cover. And at the end of the day, when you're done, go ahead and unscrew the valve, put the opposite end of the inflator in there, and you can pump all the air out of there, and it goes down just like that. I enjoy showing you quality beach gear, and this thing is made out of material that'll last. It's not only quality, but it's also probably the most unique sun shelter you'll find at the beach. I hope you found this video interesting and informative, and I'll see you in the next video.